The man opened the door, with a fork lodged in his left eye, but he seemed unfazed, calmly telling the firefighters to save his brother. The firefighters were confused, but went in anyway. Inside the room, they found a fat man lying on the floor, blood all over his face. He still had a pulse, but it was faint.
Look, man, I didn't mean to kill him. He said I was out of tune, and I swear it wasn't, man.
The firefighter told him to calm down and sit down. They couldn't risk losing this one. While something else was happening, the doctor was about to intubate the fat man, when she spotted something shocking in his throat. Using tweezers, she pulled out half of a 0.5-meter wide sausage.
Did you shove this down his throat?
At that moment, the fat man woke up. Turns out, the fat man had mocked the man for singing off-key, and that's how things escalated to this point. Do you know why the man didn't feel pain, even with a fork stuck in his eye? A 3-year-old almost fell into the river. If it weren't for someone grabbing him, the result could have been unthinkable. The crowd was about to give up. The firefighters immediately started helping. They tied one end of the rope to the fire truck, and the other end to the firefighter. He went to the bottom to rescue, reached the little boy first. After tying the rope to the boy, he sent him up. Then the firefighter tied ropes to each person in the crowd, one by one, and sent them up. Just like that, almost everyone in the crowd was rescued, except for the last person, who almost slid down the dirt slope. After all the rescues, the boy's mom finally arrived. It turned out she had been napping earlier, and didn't realize her child had sneaked out. What a naughty boy. The hot girl sprayed Santa Claus. Just moments ago, the hot girl had driven to the mall to buy a Christmas gift for her son. She finally found a parking spot, only to have another car swoop in and steal it. The man swaggered away, leaving her bewildered in the wind. As she opened the supermarket door, she was immediately knocked about by the crowd. She managed to grab a toy, only for the man to snatch it from her.
I got the last one! Who's the best dad now, huh, Tony?
Furious, the girl sprayed the man with pepper spray, and even bystanders weren't spared. Just then, a voice pulled her back to reality.
Hold it right there. Now get your hands up where I can see them now.
Shaking, she turned around to find it was Santa Claus. He nodded, signaling everything was okay, and asked her to hand over the chilly water. But the woman thought for a moment. The police arrived quickly. The woman secretly felt relieved, although she had been arrested. At least she had saved the toy, but the female officer's words poured cold water on her.
Sorry, but that toy's going into evidence.
What?
Meanwhile, a firefighter was tending to Santa Claus. A group of children approached.
Is Santa Claus gonna die?
Buck, the typical straight man, chimed in. Santa's not gonna die. Because he's fake. When the kids learned Santa was just a costume, their world collapsed.
Santa's pretend.
Cody, what's the matter?
Santa Claus isn't real.
Have you ever seen a C-section without anesthesia? Just now, the woman's water broke. She was about to give birth, but there was a heavy rain outside, and they couldn't drive to the hospital. The woman had no choice but to give birth at home. Luckily, the couple were both doctors, so having a baby wasn't a big deal for them. But while the boyfriend was doing a checkup, he realized
it's a foot. I feel a foot.
Only the baby's head was at the bottom, so a normal birth was possible. But because the umbilical cord had prolapsed, the baby was already lacking oxygen. They had to do a C-section right away, but the man wasn't an OBGYN. He had no experience with C-sections, so he called a colleague for help. Then he found the surgery kit, took out the scalpel, and prepared to perform the C-section himself, but there was no anesthesia in the kit. So the woman had to undergo the surgery without any pain relief. After the rain stopped, the woman was taken to the hospital, and her baby was in her husband's arms. After some emergency care, the woman woke up from the coma. A C-section without anesthesia is truly terrifying. The girl was pinned under the rotor. The firefighters tried to lift the rotor, but it was too heavy. The muscular firefighter decided to go find some tools. Unexpectedly, the handsome firefighter left behind suddenly said,
Nice piece of jewelry you got here.
This made the girl laugh. It turns out just moments before, a remote-controlled drone had collided with the helicopter, causing the crash. The wreckage of the helicopter scattered in all directions, with some people killed instantly. The girl, however, was lucky enough to be struck by the rotor from 100 meters away. The firefighters used a wooden stake as a lever, try to pull the girl out.
It's still too heavy.
They could only dismantle the rotor bit by bit. The girl wondered if she was going to die.
What's happening?
Nothing. I'm just hoping to get home in time to toss up my wife's cookie.
I told you not to make me laugh.
After 666 minutes, the girl was finally rescued. No longer did she have to listen to bad jokes while fearing for her life.
Okay. You're gonna make me laugh.
Do you know what happens if you open the car door while washing it? Just now, the firefighters got a call. A man slipped on the water while opening the car door during a wash. He fell under the car and got stuck. The firefighter went over to check and found the man's leg trapped under the car. The emergency stop button didn't work, so the firefighter asked for help from his teammates. They used a hammer to open the electric box and turned off the main power. Then, they shut off the water valve. They asked the man what happened. He said he couldn't afford the water bill, so he decided to use the car wash water to clean himself. A teammate brought a jack to lift the car. Once the car was lifted, they freed the man's leg. But if he couldn't pay his water bill, where did he get money to buy a car? The helicopter was dangling on the rooftop, on the verge of falling. The pilot was still moving around, unaware of the danger.
Stop moving! Hey, sir, stop!
While waiting for tools, the handsome firefighter started to chat.
I don't know what happened. It feels like maybe we hit a bird or something. It just happened so fast.
Hey, don't even think about it. You're in good hands. I'm on a total hot streak. Just won $1,000 in Vegas 2 weeks ago.
Blackjack or dice?
Going the bones, baby.
This scene shocked the onlookers, nearly dropping their jaws. 666 minutes later, the tools finally arrived. They hurriedly pried open the door and rescued the pilot, but the passengers in the back weren't so lucky. They were stuck in their seats, struggling to breathe. Seeing the helicopter was about to fall, the black firefighter warned his teammates above.
You're running out of time.
He also urged the onlookers to step back, fearing the wreckage would fall. The handsome firefighter quickly cut through the seatbelt and freed the passengers. Just then, the rope snapped. The handsome firefighter was still on the helicopter.
Grab that line now! Okay, we got you! Get out, now! Come out!
The firefighter jumped off and miraculously lived to fight another day. Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.